Hello and merry time zone friends, it's Matt here today bringing you a brand new series for the channel that I've been super excited to bring you. Today we are going to be doing a crossover episode between Banished and The Sims 4. I've been planning this in the background for a while and I'm so excited about it, so if you like either Banished or Sims, hopefully you're going to like this crossover. So without further ado, grab your covers and settle in. So we are starting off here in Banished, and yes, this is still a Sims video as well. I've had this idea for a while that I wanted to see whether or not I could combine gameplay and family dynamics of Banished and gameplay and family dynamics in The Sims 4. At first, my initial idea was to just play The Sims like I would normally play The Sims, but give them names that are generated in the game Banished, because if anybody doesn't know Banished, they like to give the people in the towns some of the wildest names you've ever seen. Some of them are super cute, some of them are very boring, and then other names are like Demon. But I decided I'm going to push this one step further, and in fact probably maybe 3 steps further, by doing some Banished gameplay and seeing how well I can translate the gameplay from Banished into The Sims. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually hop into one of my pre-established saves, just so we don't have to start from the very beginning. We'll already have a bunch of jobs lined up, so we'll have lots of opportunities to get into various different job types. We've already got a bunch of families established, so we're going to go and pick a household, follow the family, and see what happens. I'm excited about this. I've been doing some practice in the background, just kind of seeing whether or not anything is going to be even possible in The Sims, and I think this is going to be really fun. So we're going to load into one of my saves here, excluding Hades. You might notice I have a bit of a naming theme. These are my 4 go-to town names whenever I'm playing anything. I did the same in Timberborn. I always come back to these: Catastrophe Valley, Melancholy Canyon, and Calamity Hills, and the newest addition is Existential City. I actually want to go into Calamity Hills because this is the save that's probably the furthest along, which is the best established, that's not going to just die of starvation immediately. And what we're going to do is we're just going to load into the game and we're going to play Banished for a little bit. You can see here we already have a bunch of people. We have 88 adults, 17 students, and 20 children. So we have a lot to work with. We have a bunch of resources, so we don't need to worry about playing a game and then everybody dying of starvation immediately. Like, that would be funny. And if we reach that point, you know, like in any of our saves, then it would be a fun thing to do, because as we know in The Sims, we have lots of different ways to die. So what we're going to be doing here is basically just picking a family and running with it. Alright, so let's go around and find a random house for us to jump into. I think let's go over here and let's see. I want one of you. You're living right next to the farm. You. Okay, I couldn't have picked this better because Kanda is the name of a character in an anime that I love, and that kind of works for me. So what I actually kind of want to do is see if we can follow Kanda right now. They are currently a student, and I believe they're students until 16 in Banished. It might be 18, I might be a liar, but we'll have to have a look and see how that goes. But having a look at the family tree here, we have mom and dad, Gabriel and Ali, and then they have a younger brother called Ern, who's also a student, and another younger brother who's currently 5 called Lashan. So basically the way this series is going to work is like we're doing right now. We're going to pick a family to watch and we're going to play a little bit of gameplay here in Banished. So let's get this started and we'll just kind of keep this up and see what happens with Kanda right now. After a few years have passed, say we're on year 35 right now. Let's say we play until like year 40 or something at the absolute most, and we're going to see what some of our people get up to. So what I'm going to do is, while I'm waiting for Kanda to become an adult laborer, I'm going to go and see, because obviously they're going to have to move into their own house pretty soon. So what I'm going to do is let's go around and have a look and see if we have any houses set up that we can get built. We have a couple over here. We have one house in this corner and one house here. We're seeing a lot of kids being born right now, people becoming adults. We have a merchant here. Chickens? Well, actually, do I have chickens? Let me have a look around and see. I actually think I've been waiting for chickens in this save, so there we go. 300 firewood, 200 steel tools. Trade in. I think we'll make this one chickens. Let's just have a fuck ton of chickens in here. We need an extra herdsman to go over there. And the good thing about adding all these extra jobs and stuff just means there's even more for Kanda to be able to do when they get old enough to move out. So if you don't know Banished, we have a few different kind of jobs that they can do in here. Let's take this section here, for example. This is like my main town area that I started with. So we have things like the market. They can work on the market and be a vendor. And that basically means they move items around from the different storage units, transfer things between the businesses. So we could maybe, in terms of sim stuff, we can maybe do like our own like small business kind of thing. We can be a trader or a salesman over here in the trading post. This is another type of job, being a trader, which is kind of, I guess, similar to the vendor in the sense that they move items from storage to the trading. But what they actually do, which is different to the market, is instead of giving items to the people of the community, they put them into the trade barn for us to be able to trade. So technically we, the omnipotent god, are the ones who do the trades, but they are the ones that move everything in between places. So we have a few options with things like get to work and businesses and hobbies that we can do with the vendor and the trader. We have farmers, which work on the farms and the orchards, so we could do some gardening stuff. We also have gatherers that work out here and herbalists, so we can do things like having our own gardens at our home and making like a full cottage living style farm, hunting cabins, foresters, you know, there's so many different things. We have hospitals for physicians, tailors that make coats, blacksmiths, brewers at the tavern. So we have so many different things that we can do here that this is just the base game of Banished. And if we have fun with this, I do have a mod for Banished called Colonial Charters that we can add in later that it's basically the same amount as the original game 3 or 4 times over. I think it's going to be so fun to kind of see what's going to happen with this. Kanda is almost old enough to move out. I'm keeping my eye on the houses. Hi Chimkins, look at them go. Good job. We do have a lot of people here which might be able to move out. So what we might not see is Kanda move out immediately, but we're going to have to see. I will just keep building houses until Kanda moves out. I want to see what she does with her life. She currently is a student, so we're going to make a note here of who her family are. We'll probably make the entire family so that we have a family tree to work within The Sims. We're mostly going to be focusing on Kanda, but I do want to be able to build up the backstory of who their family are and what happens to the parents and to the siblings. So you will notice certain things here like to do with the ages, which are, to be honest, in Banished a little bit different. They become adults at aged 10 in this game, unless they're students, in which case they're students from the age of 10 through 18, and then they become adults. This is the way the Banished works. It is not a representation of actual ages in real life, so don't worry, they're not actually minors having kids. Like, it's how the game works. It's how the game has always worked. Plus, not to mention, this is almost like borderline medieval times. It's not like full medieval, but like it's very, very like old school rural times. So things were different. And I noticed as we were talking about that, Kanda has already gone. So now we have to go around and find out where they've gone. So let us have a look. So what we're going to do now for adding to this note is basically as soon as they became an adult, they left. They fucked off as soon as they were old enough. I have no idea where she went. We have houses all over the map, so we're just going to start at the back. I'm going to keep this up the whole time as well, so we can see what happens with the rest of the family. Okay, we found her. We found her. She's down here. The original house was all the way over here, over by this farm, and Kanda has moved down over here into the main city. They are still technically a student, but as soon as they're old enough, they're going to get a job any moment now. So she's moved in with one of the names is probably the most simplistic in the entirety of Banished, which is hilarious to me. Like, let's just say, for example, click on a neighbor here. Dangler. Dangela? I don't know. So you get names like that. You have names like Jane LeMay, Erlington, Carmani, August, you know? And she moved in with Nick. And now in terms of Banished, when they move into a new house, say in this situation, Kanda's moved in with Nick, but in this situation, they don't actually specify whether or not they are married or together. They are just considered to be together. So I am going to go ahead and say, for the sake of The Sims, she's moved in with a boyfriend. Maybe they were like schoolmates that she went to school with Nick and was like, I think you're cute. Maybe they're childhood sweethearts. I love that. I've never actually done a childhood sweetheart style of relationship in The Sims where they meet as like children or as like friends when they're kids, and then when they're teenagers they start going out and they end up having a family. I've never played that way before. This is actually going to be a really interesting way of changing up my Sims gameplay, and I'm so here for this journey. Like, playing Banished and basically making me play Banished in a different way, but also playing The Sims in a very different way. So this is going to be absolutely just the most fun today. So Nick is a forester. Now, in terms of jobs in The Sims, a forester, what would be the closest Sims equivalent of a forester job. We have the gardener job, which could be a way to start. It's not ideal, but it is something. We do have the conservationist jobs as well. So we have them written down as a forester right now. So let's hit play and see what happens. Kanda is a student still, but they are going to become an adult very, very soon. Oh, Nick just became a gatherer, so we can say it was a part-time job. They're a full-time gatherer now, maybe. So again, what we're going to be able to do with this is things like gatherers and gardeners, other things like that. We can have them basically like make their own veggies at home. If they're a farmer, we can do the big crops like the pumpkins and the watermelons. But if they're just a gatherer, gatherers tend to find things like onions and berries. If we go over and find the gatherers right now, roots, mushrooms, onions, and berries. Those are the things that they tend to find in gatherers' huts. So what we can actually have a look to do is, because this is not like full big farm crops, like down here we have beans and potatoes, we can kind of keep to that theme of being like, well, if they're a gatherer, I don't know exactly what roots would be. I would maybe carrots and things like that, like root vegetables. But things like mushrooms, onions, and berries, we can stick to that kind of vibe when it comes to the food they grow. And the things that we can do within the Sims is we'll have things like, maybe we'll do like the choco berries and the nightly mushrooms and things like that. You know, they're kind of the veggies you get in Henford on Bagley, which is the world we're going to be using for the major part of the gameplay for The Sims. We also might use Chestnut Ridge as well, depending on how we feel about it. But for now, I'm mostly sticking with Henford on Bagley. I feel like it's like, it really suits the vibe with all the trees everywhere. The very like rural British, you know, rural Britain out here collecting the berries and the mushrooms. So I like Henford on Bagley for it. The outfits are very much just super basic, just like white t-shirts, black pants. You will notice a lot of the things in this, like a lot of the women only wear skirts. For the sake of this, I might stick as close to the theme of Banished as possible. That's what I want to do here. I want to basically recreate Banished in The Sims. I'm gonna have so much fun making this happen. You can see up here, it looks like the family might be changing jobs up as well. Like Ali is now a vendor, but Gabrielle has been a woodcutter the whole time. Oh, it's about to be a herdsman again. See, that will change depending on like what kind of jobs are available. If anybody dies, like if they're laborers, we have 6 laborers right now and they will kind of fill jobs. But the way the Banished works is they will kind of work in whatever is nearest to them. So like these people here living in these houses are probably going to be like farmers and vendors, and probably the teacher is going to be out here as well. But I did notice Kanda has become an adult and they've gone on to be a forester as well. So what we might be able to have a look at again is whether or not we have any part-time jobs that work with forester, or like maybe even just like odd jobs. I know you can do some odd jobs in The Sims. Let's have a look and see what we can find. We have some nomads arriving. You know what, for the chaos, let's bring the nomads in. 18 nomads! Oh, that's wild. We do not have enough space for them to come in here. But the great thing about nomads, and I say great, it's not good, but it makes the gameplay more fun, they can bring diseases. So potentially we might have a bunch of people becoming sick soon. So come on in. Hooray. What we are noticing now, Nick's back to being a forester. Kanda is now a herbalist. And that's cool because that means we can do that. Oh, that means we can do the herbalism skill. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm having so much fun. Ignore them for a little while. Let's get this kind of stuff built. And I'm keeping an eye over here on the family to see what's going on. It is a little bit chaotic down here in the event log, so I don't want to miss if any of the rest of the family end up like aging up and moving out, or if they like accidentally die from like a crushed rock or something. We have a vendor and a farmer, so in theory they shouldn't die of anything like that. But if they decide, you know, like the kids move out and then something bad happens, because they can die of some random things in this game. So it's been a while since we've had a natural disaster as well in the games. I don't know in Banished whether or not it's after a certain time period. Like we're on year 36 right now, and I'm not sure at what point natural disasters start happening, but I do know you can have like hurricanes and fires in this game. Oh my god, look how many kids were just born. Damn, those nomads were getting busy. I might just put another couple of homes around this. The reason why they're so spread out is because I am building all of these homes, all of these wooden homes in The Sims. There's 6 different variations of the wooden house. We have them all placed here. I've already built one of them, which I'm really excited to show you guys. We're going to be playing in today, and we're going to be building all of the other 6. If you want to see the build videos of the other 6, let me know. But if not, we'll just build all of them separately because they all look very much the same. Like there's some differences in some of them where like you've got the different window placement, you've got little pop outs. Just these two over here have various different verandas. So I'm going to be building all of them and I will upload them to the gallery. But for right now, we are just going to be working in the one house, which there will be a build video of coming out very soon. Let's go and have a look at the trader. What have we got? More chickens! I don't think we need more chickens right now, but thank you. Oh my god, they have a child! Oh, that's exciting! Hold on, wait. In all of the kids that were born, I hadn't realised one of them was Kanda's kid. They're getting started early. So what's interesting here is Kanda's now become a trader and Nick is a herbalist, and the immediate thing that came into my mind here, my head canon, is that Kanda really liked their herbs and now they maybe sell some herbs. Maybe now they have a herb business. So I'm really getting the vibes here of using outdoor retreat to kind of go out and spend a lot of time out there picking the herbs, getting all the different like things to do with that aspiration to pick up on all the different things that like you can find in the forests there. And then she's brought them back and she has a business, and Nick's now herbalist as well. So the idea that maybe he was like bouncing between different jobs, he was doing some gathering, growing some stuff at home, maybe he realized that's what he actually wanted to do. And now they have a first son, Grantley. So we definitely have something to work off of here. We're still only 1 year in, which is so funny to me. I'm gonna play on for a little bit longer, but I actually think that like we might have something really good to work off of today. I want to get it to maybe a point where Ern is closer to being a adult, because then next episode what we can do is maybe have Ern move out and then we find out what's happening with the rest of the family. That'll be so fun. Oh, I'm loving this so far. I don't know if you guys are enjoying the Banished side of this, but I know I am. This has always been one of my favorite kind of games. I always come back to it. I have over 350 hours in this game, which might not seem that much in comparison to some of the other hours in games that people can get. I have over 1,000 hours in The Sims, but it's probably one of my top 5 most played games, and I've played it basically since it came out. I'm seeing a lot of people dying right now, and I'm keeping a really close eye. No, I just want to make sure that nothing bad is happening here to any of our people, but I think we're okay for right now. Oh my god, a child named Hard was born. That is wild to me. This game is so funny. Let's see whether or not Ali or Gabrienne become a builder for this. Yep, see, Gabrienne is a builder, so we have like a temporary building situation going on. Maybe we can see if there's any odd jobs that we can take as Gabrienne, maybe if we want to play as their family as well. Let me know if you want to see any gameplay with the rest of the family, or if you just want to see Kanda, but this means we can get everything set up, which I'll do mostly in the background. We're going to be mostly focusing on Kanda and her family, but I don't mind setting some of this up in the background so that we have it ready. So basically means it's going to be a very full kind of backstory, and that's what I really want, is a very full, lively world. I see Ernest become a student, so let's get this dock built. Pause the timer on it. Now there's a new fishing dock here, and it may end up being that maybe Ern moves out and becomes a fisherman. We don't know. So let's take the builder off. We did have a lot of people die, so I just need to make some adjustments here just for my own peace of mind here. We do have a fairly good food situation set up in this place so far, so it's not too bad. But if we do want to mess with this, we can like build a bunch of houses and not make extra food and see if anything happens with starvation. But I kind of don't want to do that in the save. We can do that in a slightly more chaotic save if you want to, but for right now I think that's going to do it for the Banished side of this video. The gameplay is set us up so nicely to get us started here. We have over here Gabrienne and Ali, who have had their kids. Ern is almost ready to move out. Lashawn has 5 more years of being a student, and their big sister Kanda has moved out down here with Nick. They're still herbalists and traders and living their best lives, selling their herbs in their business. And Grantley is now 3, so that is more than enough for us to work with today, and I'm so stoked. Let's save up and head over to the sim side to start getting this rolling. We are here in CAS, having just finished the new family that I randomized the last name for. I thought Blankenship sounded so very much like a Banished name that I decided to keep it. I just randomized until I found something that I liked, and this is what we landed on. So we have our mum here, Ali, who I have made a country caretaker for her aspiration because she was a herdsman. She is family orientated, neat and cheerful, and just taking a really quick look. I'm just going to flick through her outfits real quick. I decided blue was her color, really did vibe with that being her color. And a lot of these like athletic wear, like this is never gonna look good for banished rural oldie timey kind of stuff, so we make do. But I liked the overall vibe. She was giving me like really just positive, cheerful energy, good like loving mum. And yeah, like I say, blue, we really just ran with the blue and made this her kind of vibe. So that's our mum Ali and dad Gabriel. He's does not have the best sense of style, bless him. He tries, but he doesn't really get. He's more practical than anything else. He wants to have a successful lineage. He doesn't much care for himself. He just wants to live a nice basic life and have a successful family. He is active, socially awkward, and a music lover, which came from randomizing a few times because I didn't really know what to do for him. And active and socially awkward came up a lot. And I thought, why not just make him a music lover, you know, just throw something random in there. So that's what we have for him, and his outfits are very bog basic. He is our woodcutter, so basically in terms of the outfits, it's just something that would be practical when it comes to being in the shed. Basically, like when he's out doing work stuff, he needs to make sure that he's got a situation that he's not going to get things caught in the woodwork, and a few little rip things as well, because it's banished, you know. There are times when people don't have good clothing. I'm gonna come to Kanda last because she is going to be our main focus, but this is a little brother Ern, who is a lazy social butterfly because I randomized, and I just love the idea of him being like this lazy kid. Like, he seems pretty chill, and we don't know what he's going to do yet. I guess we'll find out later on as we play through more of the main game. You know, he seemed like just happy-go-lucky, like he didn't really care for anything, so social kind of makes sense for him. And then a little baby brother LaShawn, who we have just made inquisitive because, I don't know, I just thought it was fun, and I really liked some of these options for him, just basic as I could possibly get. And I really wanted an opportunity to use this life and death crow because it almost kind of looks like a chicken, and they have chickens in Banished, so yay, he's just double as a little chicken. And then the rest of it is just very basic, just like whatever kind of outfits. Like, it's a toddler, it's hard to make good toddler outfits, especially in Banished form. But that's her family. Now moving on to Kanda herself. I had a lot of fun making her. She is going to be our herbalist as she grows up. So I've made her an outdoor enthusiast. She is a glutton and self-assured. I didn't really know what to do for her, but again, I just kind of randomized until I kind of felt like I had her vibe. And the outfits, I just kind of went with outfits that I really liked for her vibe. So we've gone very much like lots of tied t-shirts and boots, the occasional hat. This vibe, this like pastel-y kind of like greens and purples really seem to suit her. This dress, by the way, I've never in my life used this dress, but for some reason it was giving Banished, of like just throwing it together with whatever cords and pieces of materials you could find, and it just seemed funny to me. Very basic athletic wear. Sleepwear is just some nice cozy PJs. Party wear, again, this really soft purple I just really like. And then we just got some nice just basic stuff that she could wear going out when she's foraging. Things that just looked really nice. The beiges, the purples, the greens all looked really good on her. Things that she could wear both for trading and while out trying to find things out in the wild. So doing lots of cozy outfits. It's like also practical for walking around the world in and selling stuff, and I just really thought it was a good vibe. So that's her made. And now what we need to do is go and make her new boyfriend, Nick. I believe in Sims, you do need to have an adult sim. You can't just have a teen. I might be a liar, but we're going to make a parent anyway. I'm just going to pick a name that I have seen in the game Banished and just make like a couple of parents, just real quick. Alrighty, we are back in CAS, and we've just finished making Nick and his parents. I just kind of went and took two random names that I found of an older couple that I found in Banished, Lynn, Woody, and Cole, and the surname of Forry just came from a different person in Banished. I just found another household and I picked one of the names that sounded like it could also be a surname. So all of the names have been generated from Banished today. So Cole is Nick's dad, Lynn Woody is his mum, and this is who we've come up with. And I know some of his outfits look maybe a little bit more modern, but I tried to go with something that just seemed very basic that you can imagine them having there. So he is lazy, he's a vegetarian, and he currently has the live fast teen aspiration, which just means that they want to get the most out of life by being carefree and rules free, which kind of fit the vibe for me with the way this look came out. So just very generic, kind of comfy brown kind of outfits, like things that just seem super cozy, essentially kind of basic as well in some cases. This is not my favorite outfit that I've ever made in my life, but also it seemed like, I don't know, something kind of basic that you might have a Banished, you know, like just a little bit of wrap around them kind of thing. And then we just got a couple more outfits in the hot weather wear. He likes his light colors, his browns, and he just likes to be comfy. So this is Nick. This is going to be Kanda's husband when they grow up, so I need them to meet as teens. We're going to hit play. So in terms of where they are living, I chose this really big lot down here, and I took the same house that they had up here for Kanda's house. There are only 6 variations of the wood house in Banished, and I figured rather than making an entirely new house just for this, I used the same base, but I changed some of the interiors, so if we ever do see inside of their house, it'll be ever so slightly different to their one up here, but it is still one of the 6 variations of the house. And I have deliberately put it on one of the big lots because what I would be tempted to do, and I think I am wanting to do it, is I'm gonna line a couple of these houses up around the edge and then have like something else here, like maybe we can build a blacksmith or a tailor or some kind of Banished style of business, and use businesses and hobbies to set the residential areas and the other stuff. We can figure out what we want to do with that later. We might end up moving somebody else in and using a different family for that. And what I've also been doing to set up in the background is I turned all of the other lots in Henford on Bagley into generic lots that are all off the grid. Some of them have wild foxes, some of them have wild prairie grass, but all of them are off the grid. And then what I've set up basically is that every lot that we're not currently using is covered in resources. That's why it's called a resource lot. I made a generic lot and then I kind of changed it up a little bit per lot, just a little bit differently. So we have a lot of different trees that we can gather for logs. And then we also have stone and iron deposits, which is a lot of fun to put in there. Essentially, what I want to be able to do is that every time we want to build something new in this save, we have to go to one of these other lots and harvest and gather resources. So say we wanted to build another house like this. A wood house does not require iron, but it does need logs and stone. So what we do, for example, is go into this lot here. Let me just show you very quickly what I've got. So as an example of how this is going to work, you see in here on this lot, we have a bunch of these stone deposits in here. So say we needed, like, I think it's, if I remember correctly, it's like 8 stone and 16 wood to build a wood house. So what we could kind of do is say, like, the tall trees are worth 1 wood, these are worth 2, and then this big birch is worth 3 or something, I don't know. And we'd go through and we'd be like, okay, so we need like 8 stone, each of these is going to be worth 2 stone, so get rid of these 2, get rid of those 2, and then that's 8 stone in our resources. And then 16 wood, you'd go down and be like, okay, we'll just cut down a few of these, and then that is our wood house. Because you would actually have to cut these things down and produce them in real time in Banished. Obviously, the further you get in and you have foresters, you can plant trees as well. So what we could do is, if we're playing a forester, would come in here and say we plant one of those trees and we plant one of these trees. And then that would be every couple of days we'll come in and plant some new trees like that. So the resources for at least the trees and the logs would grow back, but the stone and the iron would be finite. We have these iron deposits over here, which are literally just the stones colored dark, and I thought it looked so good. I don't know why, I just had a lot of fun with it. So what we're going to do is put this lot back to how it was at the beginning, and all of the lots on the map that are these resource lots are essentially the same thing. We have 3 different kind of trees. We have some that have stone and iron deposits, some do not have iron at all, because iron is a little bit more scarce in the game. But as and when we decide we have like miners, if we can find a way of doing that in The Sims, we can produce iron and even coal without the need to go to these lots and hunt for the resources. But I thought it was a really fun idea. And the other thing that I did as well is, essentially I've set this up to be like we're starting a game of Banished on easy mode. And when you play on easy mode, you have some resources already available. Like, some houses are already built, such as the one that Kanda lives in now. It comes with a storage unit, and it also comes with some food resources available, which I have set up here. I wish I could do it a little bit more, but I would need to get a mod to set the state of these to be fully grown. I wanted onions as well, but I couldn't find it in the packets of seeds. I think you have to go into the world and get them, and I just didn't want to do that right now. We can maybe do it in our Let's Play, but for the sake of setup, I didn't want to go through the effort of that. I'm sorry, I'm too lazy with all the other work I've done. But with the resources that you begin with, you generally start with basic resources that you would get through a gatherer's hut. So berries, mushrooms, onions, and roots. So we have strawberries, we have carrots as our root vegetables. We have mushrooms, and I did want this for onions, but I ended up just getting a green pea plant because that was what was in the seed packet that I opened for it. So this is essentially going to be our easy mode start. You can come in here and go, like, everything's going to be set to simple living on their home lots. And what I want to be able to do is have things like they can come down here and be like, we don't have the ingredients and we can't gather them ourselves, we're unable to do that, but we need resources. So they can come down here and grab some strawberries, carrots, mushrooms, and green peas. And if we go and take a look inside the build, also I'll put a well outside because you can build wells in the game. They're super expensive. It costs like 40 stone per well, but you need them in case of fires. And this one technically in the game of Sims is completely unusable, but I just liked the little like idea that it would be sat on the roadside near the storage barn. But if we go and take a look inside, I've just put a lot of generic things. I forgot to paint the ceiling, so I will fix that in a minute, but it's supposed to be logs on the ceiling as well. But we've just got some items around the place, some like barrels and boxes, jugs of milk, and we have some spare like blankets and stuff. All of these are storage boxes, which I think we can use as actual storage boxes in the game. So if ever we were to do stuff like get some spare food, for example, we could put excess food in here. And I think that's such a fun idea in my head of if we ever like start a new family in the same save that have nothing when they first begin, they can come down here and take from the local deposits in the town. So we got a bunch of just crates and stuff. And if we go upstairs again, we have some more little storage boxes which I think are functional, but I'm not certain. We have some little milk pails and buckets, and then just a few more like boxes and things up here. So it's just a nice generic storage barn lot with some like resources from the get-go. And I have really enjoyed building these. It's just very simple things, and it just makes the world feel like it's going to come alive when we start putting a lot of other things in. Okay, there was supposed to be flooring there. I'm going to fix this before we move on, and if anybody wants to download this as well, let me know and I'll put it up on the gallery for you. I just need to fix the ceilings in this area. So let me just go and fix that, and then we're going to get into some gameplay. I'm actually so excited for this. Starting here in beautiful Hereford-on-Bagley, it is of course grey and rainy and dark, but it's fine. We'll be alright. But we've got them in this house. This is one of the Banished houses that I made, based on the actual wooden houses from the game. And all I've done is just added a couple of the cattle sheds on the side for Mum Ali, who can have some cattle, given that she is a herdsman. We've bought 2 cows already, so as and when we start they should come out and we're going to name them. What we're going to do today is focus on getting Kanda through school and getting her to move out with Nick. So we're going to leave this family in here and have a quick look inside the house. We'll be playing it in a bit. It's just so much fun to build, and we've got room in here for 4 people to sleep in beds and 1 person to sleep on this sofa. You can actually also get someone sleeping on this log, and with some practice and moving some stuff around, as you probably would in a real Banished house, because you can actually fit 8 people in a Banished house, you can do some moving around. Literally just shuffle this all the way back with some move objects and you can fit a sleeping bag in there. And this is the house we're going to be playing in for a little while as Kanda before they move out. So let's get started, shall we? There's a few things I need to get to just set us up to begin this, and it's going to start with things like activities and skills. Our parents, Ali is a herdsman, so we have the cattle that we've purchased for her, which I am absolutely down for you guys to name. Let me know what we should call them. But what we're going to do for Dad is find the woodworking table, because with him being a wood cutter, we're going to want him to be able to do some of this on the home lot. So I'm just going to put it out the back of the house, so he's going to be able to do that stuff. So that's him set up, and then the kids hopefully just need to go off to school. So Kanda, Ern, and Lashawn will be at home. We do need to actually, before I forget, we do actually need to make an adjustment in this house, because we need somewhere for little Lashawn to sleep. I'm actually going to pop this in my inventory, and I'm going to get ourselves out a toddler bed. I think I'm going to use this version. We're just going to move the light over here, put it on this wall instead. Maybe put it over by the door. Actually, no, that's too close to the door. Put it in the middle of the wall. That's fine. I actually kind of want to see what happens. I've never played The Sims in a way where the kids never do their homework and never go to school. I'm going to see if I can actually get him to not go to school, because that is something in Banished. You actually do have to build a schoolhouse separately So I'm not going to get him to do his homework. Screw it. He can do whatever he wants to do. Do you want to go play horseshoes? And then little LaShawn, he is just going to run around and live his best life. What can he actually do? Go splash in that. Have fun. Let's see whether or not we can get both of them to flunk out of school. I do kind of want to know what happens if we do that. But what I do want her to do is, let's start by just having a look at like jobs. I kind of want to know what happens when we look for some odd jobs. See, like, because she began, like when she was a student, obviously she just did student stuff, but I do want to have a look to see, because they were foresters, like gatherers and stuff like that, like when they were still teens, and I want to know like what you can actually do as a teenager, which could be odd jobs which could actually work in times of the realms of Banished. Let's see what we've got. So we can't do this one because photography is not something that would make sense. We're not doing TV, we're off the grid, we don't have electricity, that's not going to work. Same for the gaming one. We're not waxing. We are not doing that. It's going to be either delivering food or going to the beach to search for money, and I think what I want to do is actually the food delivery, because that feels like something you could actually do within the realms of Banished. You could like temporarily become a vendor or a trader to move food around locations. Even laborers will move food around. That will start at 2 p.m. Don't know what we're going to do for that, but we'll figure that out in a moment. Mum and Dad are hopefully home soon. Don't know where they've been. They've just been off a lot. Go just socialize with your cow, I think. Go feed it, and Dad, when you get home, you can go and start doing woodworking stuff. Go make yourself a knife block. Sure. I'm so excited for this. You guys don't even understand like how excited I am to be able to play this, like do Banished crossover episode. It's just been so much fun. So we are off doing our odd job. There's nothing that we can do to help from the looks of things. It's just school stuff. So she's going to go off and do that, earn herself a little bit of money for the family. The thinking skill from LaShawn. Motor skill here for doing your things. Good job. You like small talk? Sure. Oh, look at this poor quality knife block. Oh, bless him. Right, you go hang out. Everybody else can go and do whatever they want to do. Kanda's home. And, we got a $1 tip. Yes. Grab the order and a few packets of ketchup. It wasn't nearly enough for Jay, but because Kanda did fulfill the order, she was paid, and Jay left a nice review. We got a good review and 37 bucks. Good going, Kanda. Oh, it's raining. That's typical Banished. It always tends to rain. It does love a good rain. Oh, like, meet new Sims. Does that count as, like, meeting his family members? Apparently it does. Okay, good job. Social butterfly counts if you meet your family for the first time. Wait. Oh, yes, perfect timing. Cole. Yes. Friendly introduction. Because Cole is Nick's dad, and we do need Kanda to go and meet Nick at some point. So Ern should be over here. He's met somebody else. Level 5 social. Go for it. Oh yeah, I forgot we're a small home as well, so we also get all the boosts from that stuff. Cool. Trashly's here. I was wondering what that sound was. Like, it actually was kind of scary. I just heard this and I was like, what? I didn't set that voice, did I?
Hello friend, Trashly taking time out of busy schedule to help spread awareness of small business opportunities. Other friend asked Trashly to say that. I agree, because Trashly is excellent small business owner. Do you want to learn more?
Not right now, but thank you. That would be helpful later on, as and when we do things like we have like a blacksmith or a tailor. Definitely something that I want to look into later, but not something we need to do right now. It's definitely something we're going to be doing with Kanda later though, because we are going to be setting up her herbalism business today. Oh, he's okay, bye. He's leaving. All right. Well, we tried. At least we've met him now, so that's at least something. A fox! I'm gonna go say hi because I can. Oh, I have it on long lifespan. I'm gonna be changing that. I might turn aging off. Thinking about it, like, we can then age up, like, individually. Auto-age played household, no. Auto-age unplayed households, no. We're gonna turn burglars off because I don't want to be dealing with that here. Leave animal aging on though, that's okay. I am also gonna turn off neighborhood stories for now as well, just because if I had a whole world full of them, I would love to see what happens if people move out with each other. Mum, seeing as you're inside, can you... Well, first of all, go and add ice, because we need that to keep the food fresh. Are we able to cook together? Go. Mum and Dad are going to go make dinner together. If there's anything we can do at all. We do have simple living on, as I say, so we need to make sure that whatever we do, we can make. Okay, I need to figure something out here, because when it comes to buying the ingredients for simple living, we can't order a delivery while we're off the grid, so This is going to be interesting. I actually need to figure out how this is going to work with simple living. Okay, I tell you what I'm going to do. It's probably not going to be ready yet, but we need to go and spend some time there anyway. Let's go to the storage unit and let's take Kanda with us because I do kind of want to play with Kanda as well. She's our main character that we're going to be playing here. So Mom's going to come along as well just so we can kind of like have someone to speak to, I guess. But we're kind of been waiting for this slot to grow. So do we need to like water any of this? Should be okay. This might take a while to be ready. The other thing we can do is just go around the world right now and just kind of find some stuff. Damn it, I found some food, but it's out of season. We have a raspberry bush and a blueberry bush, but we can't harvest it because it's out of season. Oh no. The thing is, we are going to have to spend at least some time here at the storage unit, which is going to be a little bit frustrating, but we're going to have to, just to let some of these crops grow. That's why I'm kind of just letting them stargaze while I'm looking around the world. I don't think we're going to be able to forage anything today, and it's so upsetting. Let's get, say, like a starter of vegetables and a starter of fruits. That's random. A taro root, but okay. Oh, that's so annoying. We can buy seeds from here, but we can't plant in them. Okay, I guess we're planting some stuff at home then, maybe, because... Oh god, this is going to be so much more difficult than I thought because all of the places here are going to be off the grid. Okay, this one does not say that it's out of season. We can't harvest anything, but I'm guessing maybe it just doesn't have anything on it yet, so... No! Oh, she just went and made food, whatever. Like, maybe they have the food on site here. I'm just looking in the ruins and seeing what I can forage. I am actually going to take those with us, though, seeing as how we made it. We might as well take them home for everybody else. Uh-oh, we're having a mood swing! Stop the bath and we're going to go up to the area again because I don't know if it's 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. when things come in, but I want to go see like if she's in a slightly better mood, maybe she'll be able to go and get the chocolate berries if they spawn in today. Oh, there's also strange mushrooms up here. Okay, I'm gonna have a nap anyway because we need to wait a little bit for everything to start spawning in properly, and she is absolutely exhausted. Oh shit, I'm gonna actually bring Ern here because I don't want him going to school. Sounds weird, but I just don't. Oh, so I have to actually hang on. Send alone. Don't go to school. You don't go to school either. You come back up here. Sweet. Okay, we're gonna skip school, baby. Nightly mushroom is out of season as well. How annoying. Go harvest the chocoberries. Oh, look for discarded toys. Go for it. The principal's calling. School warning. Not listening. I genuinely just want to find out what happens because I've never actually had any Sims skip school before. Bro, our dad just phoned us and said he had a dream that we were gonna die. Please don't say we're gonna die because people in Banished have a tendency of dying rather easily from things like starvation. So I don't think we're gonna be fine. Hopefully we're gonna be fine. We're literally out here in the middle of a thunderstorm in true Banished fashion. Hunting for things. Ooh, okay, so we have found a lovely mushroom and a charming mushroom as well. And just gonna go and do some fishing and go and just get ourselves some food for the home. And Kanda's passed out. Just too uncomfortable to fish. Okay, eat a strawberry. Feel too uncomfortable. No. Okay, well hopefully mushrooms will do then. Okay, don't bother with that. Let's just go home. We are sleeping. Let's put the ingredients into the fridge. Okay, right, let's fast forward here a little bit. We're gonna play maybe one more day as a teen. I just want to see what happens if they don't go to school. In true Banished fashion, it is just an absolute shit show outside. This tends to happen a lot when we play Banished. It's like beautiful weather and then a massive thunderstorm and then back to okay weather and then just the biggest blizzard. God, you're in such a bad way. Okay, can you get up and just do all of the things, please? I mean, create animal treats. Oh, nice. Sure. Any fruit or veggie? We have stuff to do that. Go make one. Oh my god, he's already got an early midlife crisis. Bro, we've only been playing for like a day. I like that we're gonna go and make some friendly treats though. That's fun, like making treats for the animals. So like we know now something we could do as a herdsman is do something like that. Can we go and give this treat to the cow? Where is the cow? Give treat. Friendly treat. Increases the relationship with the animal. Hooray! Oh, we need more water reserves. Okay. That's alright. We can go and gather some water. I don't know if we can do it right here. Oh, we can. Beautiful. We can make a fruit salad. Hooray! We can't do anything else, but we can make a fruit salad. I'm not sure what we're going to do for fun. This is going to be... This is an interesting challenge that I never really considered. There's not really... Other than horseshoes, there isn't really anything fun to do on this lot. Oh! Whoa! That didn't happen in Banished. Feeling forlorn. No one likes me. No one will ever like me. Why bother with anything anymore? I'll always love you. Well, don't worry. There'll be somebody else that loves you very soon. You just need to go and meet them. Hooray! We have a successful horse sculpture now, so we can... Can we put that anywhere? I don't know if there's anywhere for us to be able to put that, actually. Oh, in there. That's nice. We can leave it in that room. Sweet. Also, I'm gonna get rid of these potions. I don't want to have these in my inventory, so... Stupid things up here are just bugged for me lately, and they just keep coming up all the time, so we just keep ending up with money and potions, and one of the money I don't care about in this save. We don't need potions, especially because we're recreating Banished, and they physically don't have those, so we'll deal with that lot. Just kind of get rid of them as and when, so that's fine. And here comes another thunderstorm! Hooray! He's taking a panicked shit. Good for you, Ern. As soon as you're done doing that, I need someone to come and wash this child. Hi. Where's your front door? Can I come in? So this is the difference between the old house and this one, is we changed the floorboards. We have some slightly different wallpaper and beds and stuff. We painted the cabinet. So the same layout, but with some slightly different decorations and stuff like that, just to kind of change it up a bit. Okay, as long as we can last, we are going to try our best to have conversation with Nick here, just to kind of get to know him a little bit. Yes, he's lazy, we know, it's fine. Oh, wow, that sim is irresistible. Kanda has a major crush on Nick. I mean, that's a good start. Like, we already have like a really good relationship with him, so that's great. It is 2 in the morning. So now that we've finished like meeting him, we have a good relationship, you've discovered that she has a crush. Sorry, Nick, I'm gonna go home. My family need me. Or maybe do like another odd job tomorrow. This is like the last day being a teen. We'll do one more odd job, and then I think we'll age everybody up a little bit. Okay, it's a morning, and once again we are cancelling them going to school because we don't need no education on all that, you know? We might have to make some more fruit salad. I think that's the only thing we can do right now. I mean, we could try and make some cheese, but we're gonna need to see whether or not we have any milk available from the cow. Can we get any milk yet? There we go, milk brown cow. Go and do that for me right now. Actually, let's see what the school warning is. Let's listen into his conversation. Ernest was in school. If he misses too many days, his grades will suffer. Okay, that's fine. I don't care about bad grades. Oh, sweet. We have 6 bottles of milk. Okay, perfect. What can we do here with it? If we make some cheese, we could make some other recipes with it. So go make some cheese. All right, Kanda. I know we're doing this through the phone, but whatever. Oh, wait, how did we get the first one then? Shit, we might actually genuinely have to set one of our lots in the world as not off the grid, because that might be the only way we're able to take odd jobs. Okay, let me go and sort that first, because we need to have a phone to be able to do that, and like I don't know if there's a way in Sims of doing it without it, because you can't get papers like you do in the earlier games. So everything here is off the grid functional, so that's fine. It's just for the sake of being able to take these jobs, I am going to take it off. She needs to have some fun, but we also need to get this laundry done. So go wash it in the wash tub, please, for me. Okay, right. Put the cheese in the fridge. Now, what can we do with the cheese? I guess we can just eat the cheese. Okay. Everybody else is having fun, and Kanda's just like working the absolute hardest. Right, go set all this up to dry. Perfect. Okay, that's done. There's one about like finding a coconut and one about hiking, and I honestly think the hiking one is going to make more sense for us. We don't have the required fitness level, but it makes more sense for her getting into the herbalism kind of skill that going on hike and finding some food while she's out there and being like, that's fun, I want to forage more. That makes more sense. So that is going to start at 1 p.m. so that should be like pretty much now. And what I also want to do, the other reason why I wanted to stay here is to see whether or not I give it on this lot. Maybe this lot will have a chance to grow a little bit more. We probably need to be here at like 5 a.m. for it to go and like properly be ready, but we'll see what's going on around that time. For now, let's get her sent off, and while she's off doing that, let's just get the others to just do whatever they want to do. You know, do you want to go do some more woodworking? What? Prom is coming. I don't care. School performance is pretty shaky. We could drop a grade, told to focus on school goals, keep a good middle score, and make it on time every day. No one cares. We're not doing that kind of stuff in this Let's Play. We don't need education. Dislikes handiness. No! We can't have disliking handiness. You're a woodcutter. Oh no, failure! Our odd job rating has dropped. We only got 21 bucks for it. If you see a bear, you're probably safer in a group. Kanda thought about that as she booked it away from the wild carnivore, leaving Mary in the dust. The good news is Mary survived. The bad news, she wasn't particularly pleased, but she was alive and fully capable of docking the payment owed to Kanda. Whoops! That's a shame. I I mean, to be fair, if I saw a wild bear, I don't care, like, what my fitness level is like. I ain't stopping to help anybody. Like, I'm gone. I'm out of there. I am realizing, by the way, as I'm playing this, that Kanda and Ern were technically students in the one that we had, but I wanted to see what happened if they had no education, given that we're not going to be using that kind of stuff, like those skills in this particular Let's Play. If we do other things later on and we play other characters, say like we have someone that becomes a cleric or a physician or something like that, like, then having an education would be helpful. But for us right now, we actually don't need to worry too much about that. So I'm more like having fun with the rest of it. We are going to age them up very soon. I just want them to no, it's okay. You can go read something, just anything. She needs to have a little bit of fun, so go and do that. We'll sort some more food out. We have some cheese. Well, hi, Nick. I thought you might. Oh, wait, I've never seen that before. Hello? I've literally never seen this in this game before. That's wild. I know they say red sky at night, shepherd's delight, red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning is a thing. I didn't realize that they implemented something like that in the game, but here we are. Oh, we're wearing one of her favorite outfits. Oh, I love this one on her. All right, we have a major crush. So what can we do here? I've never actually tried to do any of this stuff like as a teen to know what we can do here. Well, we're feeling super confident, so let him know how you feel. Yes, it's working. What happens if we reveal the crush? Is he gonna like that? Is it gonna be bad? I've literally never tried romance as a teen. So, Mum, you're in the way. You are my favorite. What does that mean? I like your baggy clothing. It looks very comfortable. We retired to the bedroom for a little bit more privacy in this conversation. Woo! First kiss, first kiss, first kiss. Sweet. Alright, can we ask him to be boyfriend now? Can we do that? Messed around at the animal shed. Okay, it's something to be a romantic partner before we do any of that stuff, shall we? Like, I know they get it on easily in Banished, but can we just get together first? Cheeb. We actually have some cheeb in the fridge, which we're gonna have to eat in a minute because we're hungry. Hey, small face, would you like to have some cheeb? That's what I'm gonna be calling it now from now on. It's just cheeb. Alright, Nick's going home. That's fine. That works out for me. And basically we're going to wait for morning. And then when morning comes, I think it's time that we age some people up and get Kanda moved out with Nick. Eating dessert. The only thing ate was cheese. Cheese gives them an energy boost as a sugary thing. Something doesn't feel right with that, but who am I to question it? Maybe they put sugar in the cheese. We can't make a cake. But I do have MCCC installed to be able to help with aging up and everything like that. So anything that we need to do with that kind of thing, we are able to do. Rest to change, family orientated, sure. I don't know why they're not washing up. Maybe we don't have any water left. But it's fine. All because what I want to do is head ourselves down to the storage unit. I want to make sure we're there for 5 a.m. so that anything that's there at storage that we planted at the very beginning is actually going to grow. So we're going to get this going as soon as I know that they're growing and everything's fine. We're going to head back to the home lot and get everybody aged up so we can go and do what we need to do. Now what I'm going to put the random time capsule in the inventory. Like, maybe we can leave a few things in there throughout the series. I think it would be maybe kind of cute. The mushrooms have come up, but the other things have not happened yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to just harvest the mushrooms so we have some extra food to work with. All right, we're going to do this one at a time. So start with Kanda being a young adult. And she is going to be our herbalist. Let's see if we can find a trait which is going to work well for us here. I mean, I feel like the obvious option is to do the loves the outdoors, but I kind of want to see if there's anything else we can do here. Like something like Green Fiend would make sense, right? Making the environment more eco-friendly than like living off the land and doing that kind of thing. So makes a lot of sense. We want to go down and get the same aspiration here, outdoor enthusiast. Successfully completed high school, even though we never went. Hooray! Hopefully we're not gonna have this like acne forever. I might have to fix that later on, see whether or not we can fix that, like, because I didn't really think about sorting that, but we'll deal with it later. She has academic ace. We apparently graduated, but we never went, so it's fine. I've no idea how these kids are gonna look, by the way. Oh, he's loyal. All right, good job. I decided to just randomize it and see what happens. He was lazy, social, I guess a popularity thing. Oh, okay, he wants to be a trendsetter, he wants to be popular. He's lazy, but he's loyal, and he wants to be known by everyone. He's already hating life in the Banished world, which, fair enough. Lashan. Oh, erratic. Good job, Lashan. Okay, Just be motor. I don't know. I mean, this outfit kind of works for Banished, sort of. Like, I'm not too mad about that. Ern definitely needs his outfit changed, but we're not going to be dealing with that right now. There's going to be a whole different kettle of fish. Kanda's outfit should be the same. We want to still have the parents as adults for right now. We'll fix that later on. For right now, we need to get Kanda out, and we need to age up Nick. So I'm going to go and do that, and we'll get them into their new home. You know what? That kind of checks out. I just randomized and he got clumsy. So, all right, go for it. You know what? I'm actually gonna go with neighborhood confidant. I don't know. He's lazy and he's clumsy, but he's just chill. He wants everyone to like him. So what I actually want them to do is I want Kanda and Nick to live down on one of these lots down here. I think we'll just go with if we go with the 20 by 20, then we'll be able to set the business up on the same lot and still have plenty of room for the house. Maybe if we go with the 30 by 20, just to make sure we have enough space for it. And of course, to build a new house, we need resources. So I think I want to see how we can do with going with the theory of the numbers that we came up with earlier on, where each piece of stone is worth 2. Or maybe we just do it means 1 because we're not going to be building that much. But let's go with 2 just in case we end up building more stuff in this save. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 8th pieces of stone, and it is 16 bits of wood. So let's see how much we can get from this. Like, we might end up having to adjust the numbers in this later on, but we can also plant more stuff later, being foresters. So let's go. This is worth 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There we go. So we have the resources from this lot, and then we're going to save. I mean, actually, technically, what we need to do is we need to find somewhere we can actually build, because we've taken all this stuff down, but we can't actually build our lot right now. And let's go build on this lot. We are going to have to delete this entire lot, but it'll be fine. We'll be able to make this work. Let me just do some numbers here and see how much we would have to completely bulldoze this lot, because I want to do this house, which I built off camera. We have the second house for them, which is slightly bigger than the first one that we made. It's another one of the versions of the wood house, and this would take up about half of this lot. So I'm going to say we're going to bulldoze this entire lot, because we are going to need to replace this whole thing, and it's going to be way too difficult for me to place everything back in afterwards. So this can be our entire lot. Let's count up exactly how much is on this lot. There's no iron here, so if we want to build our vendor stall later on, we are going to have to consider going and getting iron for elsewhere, but for right now, let's just do the math on how much resources this is going to give us. Okay, 64 stone. I've never been this stone rich. It's genuinely one of the hardest things to get in Banished is stone and stuff, because you're constantly building stuff with stone, so it's rough. That'll be 40 wood. I think I'm gonna halve the stone number, because I think that's like a fairly good amount for the wood. Okay, I went back into Banished real quick to go and find out exactly how many resources we need to build a herbalist. It is 30 wood and 12 stone. So what I think I'm going to do is we're going to count the stone as 1 piece per stone we get rid of, and the trees is going to be 1, 2, or 3 depending on how many branches there are. And then that means we have plenty of resource to be able to build this with a little bit left over. So I have our store written down. We have 32 stone and 40 wood, plus the stuff we already got to build the house. We're going to go to the gallery, grab Banished Wood House 2. This is on my gallery if you want to come and find it under my name. #Banished House is where you'll find all of the houses that I'm building for the game, so feel free to go and find it if you want to. It's worth 20,000. You can sleep 7, 1 bathroom. Technically you can sleep 8 with the sofa as well, but in terms of actual beds, this one has a lot of beds. That's fantastic. We're going to set it to a tiny home residential, and there it is. I am going to move this on the lot a little bit because I want it like right towards the edge, and then when it comes to building the herbalist, we'll build this right next to it. Hopefully we'll be able to fit it in here, and that's going to be where they're going to have their little business later on. This is so cute. I really like this house. We'll have a proper look at it when we get into the game. Let's hit save and let's get Kanda moved in with Nick. Alrighty, we're in the new house. We are living here together now. They are still, like, they're not married or anything. They're just living together. They are romantic partners, but they're both young adults now. So what we can do is deal with, like, marriage stuff later on. But let's get this rolling. We got to go do some herbalism stuff. We need to go and get our business started. So we are not going to waste any more time. We need to go to Granite Falls. Okay, we're here at the campground. We're going to be here for 2 days of vacation. And I basically want to get straight out. We're going to go up here to Granite Falls Forest. We're both going to go out here, get us both out searching. there is a brief period of time where both of them are going to end up being foresters. So we'll see whether or not there's any like odd jobs we can do that's forest based. Is there any kind of work we can get Nick to do which seems like a forestry? I guess the closest that I can think of that we have in terms of a job is going to be our conservationist career. I had a look at some of the other things. We do have gardener, but I think that's going to be better for our gatherers. And we also have things like the manual laborer. Like he could be a laborer and we set him up as a labourer at first, which I'm tempted to do. Maybe we go into conservationist later. Or maybe we can say for somebody who's permanently a forester, but technically when somebody in Banished goes from being a child or a student to being an adult, they are automatically assigned as being a labourer before you give them a job. So I am actually going to make him be a manual labourer. It's going to be a lawnmower at Green Fist Garden Solutions starting on Saturday at 7 a.m. That is perfect. We are on holiday for Wednesday and Thursday, so we start to the weekend. That works out for me. He doesn't necessarily have to stay as a labourer. We don't even technically have to do any work as a labourer. It just needs to be one while we get out and about. So now that we're out here, we need to go and start searching for some plants. I don't know whereabouts we can find stuff on this map. It's been a long time since I've been out here, so give me a moment and I will be back with you when I find something interesting. Oh, bugs. Go and collect them. Oh, I can't find anything out here that's in season. Can I get this? Oh, thank God. Okay, there's something out here we can collect. So many of these plants are just not in season. We're gonna have to come back here later on. Maybe we can like manually advance the seasons or something. So what do we actually need to do? We need to harvest 10 unidentified plants. We don't need to identify them, we just need to harvest them, and then we need to go and catch some fish. Oh, we have another one to harvest over here. And then let's just send her fishing. We do need to gather some water, so let's do that and then go fishing. Nice, we found one. We've got a walleye. 6.5 kilos. A good fish. We have some mushrooms are hiding in a puddle over here, so I need to be a little bit more vigilant looking out for them. I think we might be shit out of luck for the rest of it though, because so many of these plants are just not in season. Okay, perfect. That's 4 unidentified plants. I'm not going to try and identify them just yet, because that might be something we need to do on one of the later aspiration things. But what I'm going to do is I'll actually going to go back fishing again, if I can remember how to get there. Ooh, adventurous. I mean, I guess so. She's going to be eating a bunch of random shit she finds on the floor, so pretty brave to me. Hey, fishing level 2. You can now catch bass, koi, and trout from fishing spots that contain them, and can now also catch neon angelfish. I didn't even know there was such a thing as a neon angelfish. Oh, I caught another walleye. This one's even bigger this time. 7 kilos. 7.7 kilos is a big fucking fish, man. Level 3 fishing. Let's go. That is us done on catching 5 fish in Granite Falls. I think that's probably all we're going to be able to do for right now in terms of herbalism stuff, because if I just have another quick look around the world, I think we might actually have found all of the things that we can actually harvest right now. Maybe if we're here at like 5 a.m, we'll be able to like have them respawn in. You know what? I'm actually going to come in here and get ahead to explore this stuff, because there might be something in the area back here with Hermit where we can harvest more of the unidentified plants. I don't remember if he has anything there. Oh God, is she stuck? She keeps putting the umbrella up and down. Oh, there we go. We actually did the animation that time. Surrounded by thicket, thorns, and danger, most assuredly, Kanda is left with only one decision: step forward or retreat from adventure. Stepping forward, Kanda pushes through the foliage with intrepid courage. A bubbling brook emerges. Should Kanda stop to fish? Sure. With toes dipped in the cool brook and a line cast in the water, Kanda encountered one of nature's most fearsome fishing enthusiasts, Ursus Arctos. Okay. Who's that? Oh, we were mauled by a bear. We seem to have really bad luck with bears, because we encountered one on our hiking trail as well when we were doing the odd job. We need to go and send her to sleep. Return to the lodging. We're here at the camping lodge, but the problem is I actually didn't bring a tent. Okay, I went to go and buy a tent. And I'm not getting the cabin in a bag, because although it looks cool, it says there's room for a grizzly bear in there, and we've had enough bear encounters right now, so I think I'm just gonna go with one of the regular camper tents. It's clearly not like Banished era of stuff, but at least it will allow us to be able to sleep. Let me go around and just gather some stuff. I'll go collect some insects, do some things, you know, while we're figuring out where all the plants are, and I'm gonna go and do this whole shebang all over again. Y'all, did you see that? That was hilarious. Just, wah! We have 1 day left of vacation, which is hopefully enough time to get what we need to get. But even if we don't get everything done, we can come back here later and see. This will be enough to get started on the herbalism stuff. I'm actually gonna, like, I can't find any more plants that are in season, so I'm actually gonna send her back to the lodging to sleep for a little bit. And then when she's no longer uncomfortable, we're gonna try and explore again, but this time we're not gonna let ourselves get stuck on detours. And we're gonna try and push onto the hermit. I might be in luck. I think I found 2 more plants that we can go and harvest. Oh wait, it only counted 1. There's 1 more unidentified flower. I'm hoping this is gonna work. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. So that's the first part actually done. Now we need to get level 4 herbalism, cook 2 plates of beetles on a campfire, and eat 10 plants. So we're gonna head back home. We're gonna end the vacation. We're gonna go ahead and head back to the house. And honestly, I might actually start the business and do the herbalism stuff later. I think this has been a long enough episode as it is. We're just gonna send them home and end the episode there. So let me meet you back in Henford on Bagley. Well, I think this has been a very successful first episode. I know there was a lot in this episode. It's probably going to be quite long by the time we get to the end of this, by the time I've edited this all down, but I've been having the absolute most fun. I hope you guys are having fun with me as well. This has been an absolute blast. It's something completely different to anything I've ever done before, and it's a new way to play Banished. It's a new way to play The Sims, and it's 2 of my favorite games combined into one Let's Play, and I'm having so much fun. Let me know if there's anything you want to see me do related to ways that we can play Banished and The Sims, things that I can do differently with the characters, anything you have advice on, or anything you just want to see. And if you just want to tell me it's boring, like, let me know in the comments as well. Like, anything you want to say, you can let me know. For right now, we're going to leave them be, and Kanda is going to go and live her life with Nick. And this build, as well as the other one, I've actually recorded, so we might have a couple of build videos coming out very soon, so keep your eye out for those if you want to see them. And if you do want to see me make the other builds as well, let me know. Next time, we will get them going on the herbalism scale, see if we can do some kind of forestry or manual labor stuff with Nick. Oh, that's so cute. We're gonna literally, like, I love them so much. They're so sweet. We can have a look next time at maybe getting them married if you guys want to see that. And then what we'll do is we'll get them to start the business. We're gonna try and build it on this lot. I think we're gonna be able to make it work. We have enough space over here, and we have technically enough resources in the hub to be able to build that, and I'm really looking forward to it. Like, this is a whole new way of playing. If you guys have been enjoying, please let me know down below. I really do appreciate any like feedback you guys can give me. I've just been having an absolute blast, and I hope it's been enjoyable for you as well. For now though guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave your comments, suggestions and feedback down below, and remember, it's always tea time somewhere in the world. Bye bye.